that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Steelers who are out in front. The Steelers playing well in their opener, trying to send their sellout crowd home happy. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium, and they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Panthers trying to hold on and claim victory. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Breece Hall with both of their touchdowns thus far as he's scored twice on the ground. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And it was important for them to get the season off on the right foot, and they've done just that, thanks to a very solid outing by their passing offense thus far. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
It's to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance to work through some of the issues he had in the first half.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Barkley. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for first. Darnold down to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 18. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. At about the 32. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields steps away. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Off play action. Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he's got it. Touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week 1 is going to play out. but for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Going right side, he finds Slayton. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Up the middle with Barkley. On the move past the 40. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Darnold. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Throwing left side, it's complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now it's Darnold. Touchdown, Giants! Juwan Johnson, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants get a bit closer. This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On 2nd and 9. Fields firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Fields to commit there for a Chicago first.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now it's Fields. He finds Robinson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Fields on 3rd down. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Frank Reich here on 4th down is ready to try for 3. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Here's Darnold. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. York able to send this one through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chicago offense set to get started. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
To throw is Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. New York's offense back out there and set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A handoff, Barkley running left. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Well, now a carry here for their fullback. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
Out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Frank Reich here on 4th down is ready to try for 3. From the left hash, this from 46. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Being chased out left. And he'll just get rid of it. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Now Darnold. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Play action. It's Fields. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Giants are going to have it here just past the 25.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
After the interception, here's Darnold. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Back to throw, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Here's Fields. Forced out to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
A gain of 2 yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And the Giants ready to come out now. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. To throw is Darnold. Over the middle, he's got Myers. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Darnold. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
As soon as he leaped out of the cage, someone on the defensive side broke with him, and just in time to separate him from another reception.
On 4th down, Darnold going for the deep ball. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they have now gone for it on 4th 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics and how it's entered into the game, and there's a good percentage that says, go for it, you will actually make a good percentage. In this case, the analytics just went right out the window. 0 for 4. They've got to start looking at things in a different way.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robinson. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. 2nd and goal from the 1. Montgomery is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. 3 tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. So Montgomery denied on 4th and goal. And this Giants defense able to come up with a goal line stand. Darnold on 1st down. That's caught left side. Myers with it. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Darnold down to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now it's Darnold. Over the middle, complete. That's Myers. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Finding space at the 40. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. To the air again, Darnold. And he wisely will throw that one away. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Darnold from the gun. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The give to the fullback on the dive. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Came up about a yard short, but I can't help it, Brandon. I love it when the big guy gets the football and he tries to battle his way forward. There's something about those guys carrying the ball and watching people trying to stop him. That's just great theater.
Running for it, Montgomery. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. Earlier they had 2 other 4th down conversion attempts that did not go their way. This time it does go their way.
And this reminds me of a conversation I had with him in the offseason. There wasn't even a game to be played, but what he told me, I have enough confidence in my team and my play calling ability that I think I can always pick it up. Thus, they continue to go for it.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the